my name is Lena Maddle. I have two children, an 11-year-old and a 9-year-old, and they both started at Hudson Way when they were 2.5 years old. My daughter went up to 5th grade at Hudson Way. Initially, I Google search immersion program just because I'm Hispanic. My husband's American, and we were looking to sort of supplement the Spanish because I was kind of losing the Spanish. I wasn't being able to keep it up just because my husband didn't speak any Spanish. And so we found Hudson Way. Initially, it was only going to be a few years preschool, and then, we live in Chatham and we'll go to Chatham schools. I quickly realized that wasn't going to be the case. I realized in kindergarten what an amazing job they were doing and how great my daughter was being accommodated and challenged. That I felt, and the small class sizes, then I felt like, I have something going here. The Spanish is great. My initial concern was, is she going to lose the English? And then my husband quickly said to me, Lena, you came when you were 8 years old to the United States. You learned English and you still have the Spanish. So like, there's no, you can't make that the deciding factor. So we went with the program. And again, I quickly realized that in kindergarten, there was so much more that I could get, more Spanish that I could get in her. And she graduated last year, 5th grade.
Okay.
And amazingly, she speaks Spanish fluently. In fact, when we go back to Colombia, a lot of people say like, oh, wow, how does she know Spanish? And I have a few family members that are teachers that say her Spanish is so much better than the kids that are here. And like her writing, her reading is so advanced for her grade level. And I think partly, and thanks to the school, is the small class sizes. That and the teachers being able, we have great teachers that sort of hone on each child and say, hey, this child could take a little bit more. Let's give them a little bit more. There's not that definedness of like they're in 1st grade and therefore we should only give them 1st grade work. They're in 1st grade, but they could probably do a little bit of 2nd grade work. So let's push them a little bit and where to push, and they sort of know where to push and pull. And that has been amazing for us. So my son is still in school. We're advocates of Hudson Way. We love the school, and we're very happy with it.
Joanne, right? That's your name?
Yes. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Mark. Again, you mentioned about you moved from New York City to Short Hill, from Upper West Side. We used to live there. We moved to this part of New Jersey, which is Gladstone, the west of Sterling, the school campus at the end of 2018. While we were in the city, Rachel used to go to the school called Avenues there for a few years. And back then we thought that Avenue is the place for Mandarin or Spanish immersion programs. Then until we sat in one of the classes here, when we were thinking of moving to New Jersey because we had an addition, which is the 3-year-old. So we were looking for a bigger space. That was the motivation to look for a rental place. And then the first thing we were doing were, to try to find a school for them to continue their immersion program. And Hudson Way was there because before Rachel joined Avenue, Hudson Way used to be called Bilingual Bus, right, Sharon? And my wife attended their open houses. And also they used to have a campus right downstairs where we used to live, 63rd, 64th Street on what do you call the West Side Highway there. And so, we sat in one of their classes, and we were really impressed with their language program, because all the subjects were taught in the target language, and also everybody in the class, and they communicated in the target language. So that was really, really impressive compared with our experiences with Avenue. So that was a no-brainer. And from there, we picked the school, and then we're looking for places to get settled. And
Sharon,
Yes, please, Shraddha.
that is my testimony. As in, we are from India. Me and my husband born and raised in India, and have nothing to do with either Spanish or Mandarin. Though we are we came here as adults. My husband came here to do his masters, and our decision to send our kids into immersion was fully based on science and research. Because a child who learns in different languages, only that child, like there's one brain which is creative, and the other is the cognitive and the analytical brain. The right side of the brain only gets activated when the child is involved in art and language, like when he learns, or he or she learns in different languages. That's the only way the right side of the brain gets activated. I mean, both God gave us brain, and I'm sure everybody can activate it. The only challenge is getting into a language. It has a very you have to be really into it at a very young age. Even my kids are going to Mandarin program, and they did Spanish before this in Jump, and then we moved to Hudson Way, because Hudson Way has a much more matured and structural program for learning.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I know both the schools, so I can. We have seen both the curriculums, and we were so much we were trying to put them in Hudson Way because of the fact that it is so structured, well structured, and my kids nowadays, they will be talking to each other in Mandarin sometimes, and my older one joined Mandarin in first grade, so it was kind of very challenging for him. And I cannot say, I mean, like Lena said, our teachers are like really the best ones we can ever have. I mean, I have not seen any dedicated teachers like we have in Hudson Way, because like she said, it's very custom to each child. So based on, because my older one started in first grade, he needed much more attention than other kids, because Mandarin, when you're learning first grade stuff, like all the math and the things, and now you're learning it in Mandarin, was so challenging. But they pulled him through, and now he is in fourth grade, and he's really catching up well. But if my kids are speaking, and if I try to imitate them, they will be like, just don't try it, you don't get it. So don't even bother trying it. That's what they will tell me, because I just cannot get the tone right. Since Mandarin is so dependent on the tone, not unlike Spanish, you can read it because it is English like. Maybe you won't get the accent right, but when I saw his, like I was saying this earlier in the call, I saw his third grade homework, and I was in tears because it came all in Mandarin. There was no English instructions in there. And that's when it was like, it really hit me that the language is so tough. And it's good that they are learning it now, because they cannot catch up this when they grow older. And my husband does a lot of research, and he likes doing research actually, basically on anything. And we read up, because Mandarin, we also spoke to other parents who are in school. And one of the parents said, if Mandarin is so difficult, you want to and like throw them at the most difficult thing at the younger age, rather than, oh, it is difficult, let's put him when he gets older. That is the wrong mindset. That's what we were told by other parents. So that's, I mean, our decision to send them to a Mandarin school, immersion school, was totally based on how it activates your brain. And like Sharon started saying, I said, I need to speak up. So that's what it was. And it does help a lot because their thinking is very, like it grows much more mature than when you see just English speaking kids.
Right.
They also understand. I mean, my second graders class is 15 kids. It's like the biggest class of the school, I believe, right, Sharon? They are like a humongous class. If you walk in there, you feel like you're in the train. You see so many different kids there. They are not Mandarin. Not all of them are have at least one parent Mandarin, but Mandarin speaking. I mean, and you feel like you're on the NJ Transit or you're in the city
Yeah.
because you see all these different
Diversity.
kids and speaking in Mandarin. It's like really nice to see that they have picked up the language so well. Like I said, their homework is exactly just Mandarin. There's no English instruction, which was really very difficult to see that, oh, they are able to understand, whereas I felt like illiterate. uh, yeah. So actually I also feel that they are more open to other people who don't speak the language because they have been there and done that kind of that. I didn't know Mandarin, now I know it, and there could be other kids who speak different languages because they have English together, I think, Spanish and Mandarin kids. And I think that's when they have conversations about what, like in their classroom, how it could be different. The language is different. So I think the respect for other people from every walk of life increases as they start understanding, oh, this person doesn't speak this language, but he speaks. Because I will tell you, we went to India, and it is a funny story. At that time, he was learning Spanish, and the girl who came to do the mehndi, the henna tattoo, she didn't speak English, so he told her, I want a circle and a triangle with an accent of English she couldn't understand. Immediately my older one switched to Spanish, thinking if she doesn't understand English, she must be thinking she understands Spanish. He says, yo quiero círculo, and she she's like, what? She just, but for him it was so quick that, oh, she doesn't speak English, she speaks Spanish,
Awesome.
because that's what they understand from their environment. And we felt really grateful that we have the opportunity to be in a school where they understand all these. I mean, these are soft skills, you cannot teach them that, they have to grow into it. So